Thank you. Welcome back to the regular city council meeting of the city of San Juan Bautista, Tuesday, February 17th. It is now 6:11. We were in closed session. Attorney Giffen, will you please take us out of closed session?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Members of the City Council and public. The City Council met in closed session on item 2A, conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, significant exposure to litigation pursuant to paragraph 2 or 3 of subdivision D of section 54956.9 E2, enforcement action by Regional Water Quality Control Board, and an additional matter with facts and circumstances that might result in litigation, which are not yet known to a potential plaintiff. The council was briefed by the city's outside special counsel, and there is nothing to report out. Item 2B, conference with legal counsel, existing litigation, Orozco versus City of San Juan Bautista, California Government Code Section 54956.9 D1. The city attorney briefed the city council about the current status of that litigation, and there's nothing to report out. And finally, item 2C, public employee performance evaluation, California Government Code Section 54957B. The city council met with the city attorney and had discussions and have agreed to again convene next meeting to further the review process. And that is the conclusion of closed session.
Thank you very much. We are going to go into proclamations. We have two proclamations this evening. One is Black History Month, February 2026. Whereas February 2026 marks the national observance of Black History Month, commemorates a century of organized national celebration recognizing the history, achievements, and enduring contributions of African Americans. And whereas during Black History Month, we recognize the achievements of African Americans and their role in shaping history, along with the contributions that African Americans have made to enhance the economic, cultural, spiritual, and political developments of our country. And whereas the 2025 Black History Month theme, A Century of Black History Commemorations, honors the founding of the Association for the Study of Negro Life and History, ASNLH, on September 9th, 1915, by Dr. Carter G. Woodson and distinguished scholars George Cleveland Hall, William B. Hartgrove, Jesse E. Moreland, Alexander L. Jackson, and James E. Stamps, who institutionalized the teaching, studying, dissemination, and commemoration of Black history. And whereas in 1926, Dr. Carter G. Woodson established the first Negro History Week, laying the foundation for what would become Black History Month, a tradition that has become woven into the fabric of American civic and cultural life. And whereas in 1976, President Gerald R. Ford became the first president to issue a message recognizing Black History Month, and in 1986, Congress passed Public Law 99-244, officially designating February as National Black History Month. And whereas these commemorations have helped ensure that Black history is recognized not only in classrooms, but also in museums, libraries, cultural institutions, public spaces, workplaces, and communities across the nation and throughout the global African diaspora. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Jordan, on behalf of the San Juan Bautista City Council, proclaim February 1st through March 1st, 2026 as Black History Month, and encourages all residents to learn about, reflect upon, and honor the history, the achievements, and cultural contributions of African Americans, and to participate in educational and community achievements that promote understanding, unity, and respect. Thank you. The next one is Women's History Month, March 2026. Councilmember Morris Lopez.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to add to the proclamation for Black History Month that we lost a champion in leadership and civil rights this morning. Reverend Jesse Jackson passed away this morning at the age of 84. He was a powerhouse in civil rights. He was there alongside Martin Luther King, Dr. Martin Luther King, when he was assassinated. And I just want to give a shout out to this man, as he is a notable historic figure and should be recognized this month, Black History Month. Thank you. So Women's History Month, March 2026. Whereas Women's History Month is celebrated each March to recognize and honor the vital contributions, achievements, and lasting impact of women throughout the history of our nation, state, and local communities. And whereas the 2026 national theme, Leading the Change, Women Shaping a Sustainable Future, recognizes the critical role women play in advancing environmental stewardship, economic vitality, social equity, and resilient communities. And whereas women have long been leaders, innovators, educators, advocates, public servants, change makers, shaping policies, and I will add also medical providers, shaping policies and practices that promote sustainability, strengthen families, and enhance the quality of life for current and future generations. And whereas women in San Juan Bautista and throughout California continue to lead efforts in public service, education, business, agriculture, environmental protection, healthcare, and community development, helping to build a more sustainable and inclusive future. And whereas we recognize the importance of continuing to champion the rights, opportunities, and recognition of women and girls around the world, working together to break down barriers, ensure that women everywhere are empowered to reach their full potential. Whereas is honoring the achievements of women past and present inspires future generations to embrace leadership roles and contribute meaningfully to a sustainable and prosperous community. Now, therefore, Mayor Jordan, on behalf of the San Juan Bautista City Council, do hereby proclaim March 2026 as Women's History Month and encourage all residents to recognize and celebrate the leadership of women who are shaping a sustainable future for our community, our state, and our nation, dated the 17th day of February 2026. Is there anyone that would like to receive this? Or I will give it to you.
Thank you for
I
that.
will give it to our clerk, Liz Soto, and our new city manager, Ashley Colick. Thank you.
Item 4 on the agenda, a presentation by the Sheriff's Department year-end report is being held to the next meeting. Public comment. Do we have any public comment? Hi, Michael. Welcome.
Hello, Michael Ponce, 803 First Street. I just want to take this opportunity of 3 minutes to ask a question that I have been asking for maybe close to 2 years and haven't had a definite answer. I know that I can ask the question and it doesn't have to be answered when I ask it, but I would respectfully ask any one of the council members sitting here before us today to ask the very same question that I ask, and I'm pretty sure you can get an answer. I think it's a very simple question. I know it's a complicated issue, but I think the question that I am going to ask is very simple. I still would like to know if we have a sewer agreement with our industrial users. I looked at the budget that's on the agenda today and the expenditures and revenue. And I looked at all the different engineering, city attorney cost. And just for the month alone of December, we paid $67,000 in what I call consultant fees. City engineer, city attorney, recon. I left my list here. I don't have it. I have it right there. I don't want to waste time going get it. But it's about $67,000. So I know we're paying people to work on this. So why can't I get an answer? Like I've said many times in the last 2 years, that this is one of our requirements to get our sewer agreement with Hollister done. That's another question. Do we have an official signed binding contract with the city of Hollister to accept our sewage? If I'm not mistaken, and maybe this is a question for city attorney, a MOU is not a legal binding contract. So I'd like to know if we have a legal binding contract with the city of Hollister to accept our sewage. My concern is Hollister's having their problem with their sewer right now. I mean, I think they should put a sign in Hollister, welcome to Hollister. You can smell us before you see us, because it's bad over there. And it's, from what I read, you know, their problem with the smell is they're supposed to have 6 irrigating pumps in there, and they only got 2 running right now. If they can't even get their pumps going, who knows what bigger problems they have. And this whole sewer project has been built on their accepting our sewage. And my concern is, what if that fails and they, for some reason or another, they say, hey, sorry, we can't do it. If we don't have a legal binding contract with them.
Up.
Thanks, Michael.
You have 3 minutes.
Welcome, Mrs. Adams.
We'd like to remind the city council that the municipal code violation next to our home at 705 Second Street is still in place. Despite 2 years of the city's work, the safety hazard is still there. You enacted a resolution with the city traffic engineer's recommendations and an additional supplementary review. These were based on the state highway green book traffic guidelines and the city staff inspections. A notice of violation was delivered in March, and a final deadline for compliance was issued in October of last year. We're told that these governing directives are still in place, but so is the obstruction. The loss of visibility from our street, our adjacent driveway, is still there. It appears to us that the city has ample justification to correct this safety hazard, and we don't understand the reluctance to do so. We don't want to be in the same position next year. We don't want to be concerned about the safety on the 2nd Street public sidewalk. We're concerned about the liability due to an accident at the street. And we can keep coming back here month after month, same thing, asking the same questions, but we shouldn't have to do that. Our home is located in the block between the public library and the children's park, only blocks from the Mission. This is a heavily traveled area. Our neighbor acknowledged this when he argued for his need for a 6-foot front yard hedge and fence to guard his privacy. With this hedge, we can't see pedestrians. We can't, children approaching our driveway can't see there's a driveway there. You recently corrected a similar violations for residents in the 300 block of 4th Street. And we'd like the same consideration from the city on our property. We're asking you to resolve this safety situation for us. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
No other speaker cards received and seeing no hands raised on Zoom, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Consent agenda. Are there any council members who wish to pull an item on the consent agenda? Councilmember Morris Lopez?
Yes, I would like to pull, F, E, and F.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia? Thank you. I just want to pull I. Thank you. May I have a motion to, I'm sorry. Thank you for that. Are there any members of the public who wish to pull a consent agenda item? And if you do, can you please come to the podium? State your name and the agenda item.
Yes, Michael Ponce, 803 First Street. I'd like to pull C, D, G, and H.
Thank you.
Thank you.
May I have a motion to approve consent agenda items A and B?
So moved. Let's second it.
Thank you.
Was a tie.
Motion made by Councilmember Morris Lopez, seconded by Councilmember Friels. May I have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Friels,
Yes.
Councilmember Morris Lopez,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia,
Yes.
Mayor Jordan.
Yes.
Motion carried.
I am pulling I because we didn't have the minutes. We got them. I haven't had a chance to look at them.
Mayor, can we go in order?
Sure,
of A, B,
sorry,
C?
yes.
Uh,
Apologies. Consent agenda item C, Michael Ponce, utility billing and water sewer service policy and procedures.
There we go. Okay, Michael Ponce, 803 First Street. I just wanted to know, I was reading this item and I just want to ask, is there any, how can I say, is there any relief to any relief or excuse of payment to any resident that has up to this point haven't been paying their bills? I know it says that it's rewriting policies and procedures to have the bills paid and what happens if you don't pay or you're delinquent or not. I just want to make sure that up to this point, any delinquent services that aren't paid, are they going to be paid by the people that are delinquent? I'm having a hard time with that. But that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we do a discussion on that?
No, you're just taking comments and you vote on it unless you have questions.
Okay. Treasurer's report D, Michael Ponce.
Mayor, we need to vote on.
We're going to
item-
vote individually on them?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Apologies.
So do we have discussion on them? It seems kind of odd that we're not discussing if council wants discussion.
It's under consent. If you have a question, then you can pull the item and ask your question or make your comment, but there's no discussion because it's under
Okay.
consent.
Okay, so we can make a question or we can't?
You can ask your question. Typically, when you pull an item, it's because
Okay.
you want to.
It's that person who.
The person
Yeah.
who pulls it,
Yep.
so I can't respond to his.
You can respond. You can't respond, but you can make if you want to make a comment
Okay. My
or if you have
comment
additional
is-
questions.
My comment also was kind of along the lines as Mr. Ponce's comment. It didn't express or clarify what happens when the account is in such arrears that, how do we force the payment? It's very specific into how to apply for you know, the chance to defer. It's really clear on what happens when you're late. It goes through the steps, but then at the finality of it, how do you enforce the payment is my comment. And also, would there be some community resources also involved for maybe perhaps for people that really are having hardship beyond what we can do, a one-time deal, community resources that may help them with this utility bill? Thank you.
Thank you. Consent agenda D, treasurer's report and monthly financial statement.
Can we?
Sorry,
yes.
sorry, yes, that's what I was just gonna do. Uh,
Sorry, threw you off.
You did throw me off. Can I have a motion to approve consent agenda item C?
So moved.
Thank you. May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Motion made by Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia, seconded by Councilmember Friels. May I have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Friels?
Yes.
Councilmember Morris Lopez?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia?
Yes.
Mayor Jordan?
Yes.
Motion carried.
D, treasurer's report and monthly financial statements. Michael Ponce?
Mike Ponce, 803 First Street. Just a couple quick questions on, where's that? Okay, here. Treasury report, on, December 8th, there's a charge to the city of Hollister for $46,000. I was just curious what that was for. And then going back to, my, public comments, there's a charge for city attorney. These are all, let's see, 12/8, city attorney, 24,387. December 8th, Santec Consulting, 17,298. December 29th, M&S Engineering, 15,521. Recon Consultants, 1229 for 5,031, and Rojas Communication Group on 1229 for $1,500, for a total of 64,000. Earlier I said 67, 64,097. I'm guessing that all these that I just stated would have their hand in dealing with sewer and water, which would entail working on getting our industrial users agreement done. So somehow, some way, out of that $64,000 for the 1 month of December, and I've been asking this question since approximately 2 years, what is going on with that agreement? And again, do we have an official signed binding contract with the city of Hollister to accept our sewage? I know we're sending it to them, but do we have a contract with them? Again, my concern is they're having problems over there, which can lead to problems with us. We just spent $18 million to have that pipeline built. It's working, it's doing its job, it's doing what we wanted it to do. But do we have that contract? Eventually, we need to get that contract. I could be blowing smoke right now and maybe we have that contract, but nobody's telling me. I'd like to know, in the spirit of transparency, that the city keeps promoting. What is the difficulty in saying if we have this contract or not?
Thank you.
That's my comment. Thank you.
May I have a motion to approve the treasurer's report?
So moved.
Go ahead. Point of clarification, sorry. It was my understanding that the person who pulls the consent agenda item can make comments, but those are the only comments that can be made, whether it's council or chambers?
That's correct. Questions or comments?
by the pulley.
Mhm.
Okay.
To make, because it's consent and, we want to kind of move this along. Yes.
Okay. So I have a first by Councilmember Friels. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Seconded by Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia. May I have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Friels?
Yes.
Councilmember Morris Lopez?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia?
Yes.
Mayor Jordan?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Item E, amend the 5-year permanent local housing allocation PLHA program. Councilmember Morris Lopez.
Yes, thank you. So I'm familiar with that. And just for clarification for anyone that's listening or in the audience on Zoom or in the building, PLA is the Permanent Local Housing Allocation Program. And so we have been awarded this by the state. And to our demise, I think we have not been able to access the funds. And so my comment to this is that if we go into the MOU with the county for HSS, which is homeless services, really want to make sure that we are not being forgotten. They're very much eligible activities, and I'm wondering if maybe our senior planner, Ariel Goodspeed, can just give us briefly what are the eligible activities that fall under the funding. And my other comment is that these funds are also used to help with ADU applications. And that is very useful in our town because we do have limited land that we can build home developments because that money can be used for that. So I'm just wondering, we really should maybe perhaps really do another round of promotion and advertisement to get people on board that do and want to or interested in an ADU on their lots. And then my other idea is that with the funding, if this is an eligible activity, to look at our current stats for maybe fixed income, and this would be for renters only to help with, dire situations that they might be finding themselves of not affording their rent and on the verge of becoming homeless. And that would be, I would think, low-income families and fixed-income seniors, low-income seniors. And can we use the funding to help with that? So those are my comments and questions. Sorry.
Thank you.
Those are great comments and questions. I appreciate them. So in 2023,
Hold on sorry, just for a second. I'm confused. Are we supposed to talk about it or not? Because I'm holding my tongue. Stuff to say. But if we're not supposed to talk about it, we're not supposed to talk about it.
If the mayor accepts the comments or not the discussion, but the comments from our planning manager, if you want her to respond.
So we haven't had any of those discussions or further conversations. Is this a conversation that our planning manager and our councilwoman could have
Offline.
offline?
yes.
I guess so, but it really kind of, for me, full transparency, and I understand that there's Robert's Rules of Orders and there is a way, but it's very curious that sometimes we follow rules on this dais and other times we don't. So my question for pulling it, because it's a big chunk of money. And last year, or the last time this came around under different city management, we had to renege it or give it back. So I feel like this time around, it's very important that I understand and the public understands that we have this money that doesn't come around all the time. And so I would think it would behoove us to have a little bit of conversation. I'm not opening this up to public. I'm asking staff to clarify.
One sentence? 2 sentences?
Um, we are not changing our existing application. We are just continuing to allocate the 2 additional years for our same application that the state has already approved us for. Those other items I can look into and we can schedule a meeting and address all those.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve consent agenda item E?
So moved.
Thank you.
I will second.
Thank you. Motion made by Councilmember Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia, seconded by Councilmember Morris Lopez. May I have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Frios?
Yes.
Councilmember Morris Lopez?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia?
Yes.
Mayor Jordan?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Item F, authorization to issue RFP for sewer rate study and approval of professional services agreement form. Councilmember Morris Lopez.
Yes, thank you. So this item, I understand that we have to do with in regards to California Proposition 218, which involves looking at rate studies for utilities, water and sewer. But my comment or question is, or what I didn't see in the document, was there wasn't a range of what we are able to pay. So it's pretty much where's the cap and where's the beginning?
May I have a motion to approve the authorization to issue a request for proposal for sewer rate study and approval of professional services agreement?
So moved.
Thank you. May I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. May I have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Frios?
Yes.
Councilmember Morris Lopez?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia?
Yes.
Mayor Jordan?
Yes.
Motion carried.
And apologies, that motion was made by Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia and seconded by Councilmember Friels.
Thank you.
Public safety status report, item G, Michael Ponce.
Michael Ponce, 803 First Street. Quick question on consent. Since I'm able to speak now. It says here, all matters listed under San Juan Bautista City Council consent agenda may be enacted by one motion unless a member of the city council or public request discussion or a separate vote. So does that mean we can discuss it or we can't?
It just gets,
You pull it for questions or comments.
But it just says, right, so then this is wrong then. That you have on the agenda.
so the
I'm just
further
asking.
conversation
I'm-
on that is that we cannot legally, according to the Brown Act, have a discussion on, oh no, I'm sorry, apologies. That's for public comment. My apologies. Thank you.
So then this needs to be corrected then. On the agenda, under 6.
Thank you. Duly,
asking the question, can I-
duly noted.
Okay.
Public safety status report,
Okay,
item G.
I'm working on that on my 3 minutes. Also, just for my knowledge, under consent items, there's no public comment on each item.
Correct.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to have that public comment read for the record, so the public knows. Thank you.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve public safety status report?
So moved.
Thank you. May I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Motion made by Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia, seconded by Councilmember Friels. May I have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Frios?
Yes.
Councilmember Morris Lopez?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia?
Yes.
Mayor Jordan?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Community Development Status Report, item H, Michael Ponce. You want this one?
Oh, here it goes. It's delicate. Again, I guess I pulled it because I wanted to learn more about it, but since we can't have a discussion, so it's a mute point and a waste of my pulling the consent. Thank you.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve item H?
So moved.
Thank you. May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Thank you. Motion made by Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia, seconded by Councilmember Friels. May I have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Friels,
Yes.
Councilmember Morris Lopez,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia,
Yes.
Mayor Jordan.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. I'd like to, and I pulled I to move it to next month. May I have a motion to approve the movement of this to the following month, to March?
You don't have to make a motion. You just, if you wish to table it, we can table it.
Table it.
Mhm.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Administrative reports. Mid-year budget review for fiscal year 2025, 2026. City manager,
That was a marathon of a consent agenda.
what I got?
So I got confused when you said administrative reports. That's a new line item.
It is a new light item.
It is. Thank you, Liz. Okay, so here to report out the mid-year budget review. It's in your packet. I did put together a brief presentation for the benefit of the public. So let's go through it. Next slide, please. So this is our quote from the last budget session, the beginning of the fiscal year. Leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality, and budgets are the map we use to get there. Warren Bennis said that. So the purpose of the mid-year review is to review budget implementation since the adoption of the budget for July 1. We're going to highlight some emerging operational and fiscal realities and set context for strategic planning and the fiscal 26-27 budget. Next slide. So what's happened since budget adoption? We have advanced, priority of infrastructure and capital improvement projects, including the water and wastewater projects collectively. We have executed professional services agreements supporting capital delivery and regulatory compliance, and ongoing public safety oversight and coordination, completion of state mandated planning and code updates, so that's the housing element, and participation in regional governance and long-term infrastructure planning discussions. So as you guys are well aware of, the Force Main project, water transmission pipeline, fire protection services agreements, and the like. Next slide, please. So the mid-year budget, we adopted it and it had, we balanced, but it was very modest in that balancing. So we are watching it very, very closely. We have instituted a citywide budget tracking program. And so basically, we talked a little bit about this when we adopted the budget. We knew that community development was experiencing some significant cost recovery challenges and that we needed to get our fee study underway and bring that back to the council as soon as possible. And that is still an ongoing challenge for the city. And but one of the things that we've done in the meantime is we've adopted a PO system. And that system is allowing us to have real-time view of everything that we're spending and what our balances are, which is a new thing in San Juan. So we're trying really, really hard to track the spending very, very closely. And we have our lovely department heads, that's Liz, Roy, and Ariel, keeping a close eye on everything that's going on with the budget, along with Wendy, if she's still on the call. And so we're actively monitoring that, revenues, expenditures, and cash flow. So mid-year observations, limited margin for unplanned expenditures. Public safety remains the largest long-term cost pressure, as you know, with fire. services contract. And capital delivery is now an ongoing operational condition and not a one-time effort. Force Main is now online to Hollister, and we are paying for that, and that is highlighted in your report. So internal capacity investments are beginning to show the results. We have started our RFP for design is underway, right? We've hired a contractor to do that. We've received state grants. Another federal grant is coming in. So we're looking decent, but we definitely need more revenue. Next slide, please. So here's a little look at community development in particular and why we're having trouble with cost recovery, okay? Contracted services do drive significant cost pressure. Our preliminary fee study findings indicate that we are under recovering for what we're expending. And draft analysis reflect contractor rates, staff time, and overhead, which essentially means it's a little bit of a it's going to be a bit of a sticker shock to the council when you get those results. Right now, you know, the cost for a permit, a building permit, does not cover the full cost for review for contractor services or staff time. So we're going to look at that in the coming months to determine, you know, what the future of community development will look like. We've done everything we can possibly do to drive down the cost. We hired planning staff internally. We've reduced our reliance on planning services, but we continue to still need a building official. That's been a little bit harder to find at a part-time level. And we need an inspector, but somebody that we can have kind of in-house. I still believe that in-house services is the best way to go to make sure that we get the most bang for our buck, and something that is going to be a little bit, in terms of cost recovery, easier for the residents. Next slide, please. So just a reminder on what we've done so far to strengthen our fiscal controls. We have instituted a new PO system, which provides real-time budget visibility. We've improved departmental accountability. We have strengthened our utility billing procedures and standardized everything to reduce risk. And we've focused in on early intervention and consistency. Next slide, please. So looking ahead, right, we need to look at our revenue sustainability. What does that mean? What are our revenues looking like? So we have the gas station development agreement, which supports long-term revenue diversification. We have anticipated sales tax and related revenues. We need to reduce our reliance on limited discretionary sources, and we need to support service levels and infrastructure investment. Next slide, please. So what's next? Strategic planning to clarify priorities and trade-offs. So I think our first strategic planning session is coming up next month. I think it's March 4th. So be on the lookout for that. We are going to complete the fee study. So we should be having drafts of that here fairly soon. And we should be hopefully adopting those fees in line with the new budget. We're going to also have discussions about the 26-27 budget development. And then, you know, early policy direction from you will be critical as we move forward. And with that, take your questions.
Thank you. Councilmember Friels.
I'm happy to see that things are starting to get reined in. The purchase order system isn't new to us. I just don't know what happened to it. We used to do it years ago, especially the fire department. And we did have, I guess you would call it a live budget, you know, a line item, see how much you have left at the end of the day type budget. But I don't know where all that went. I don't know why that changed or who changed it. It happened after I stepped down as fire chief. On the, I had a question, I think, on this. No, I'm good. That's good. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Morris Lopez.
Thank you for that. So it sounds like we have some reserves, but they're very small. Is that correct, Ms. Colick?
Correct.
Okay. So along with that, the revenues that we're collecting, I'm really interested. I know there's a lot of talk about future sales tax revenue from the new gas station and what, I think they're having maybe some other businesses aligned with it. But what about our current gas station? And also, I'm really interested in the TOT collection from the two hotels and in general, any Airbnbs. I know there was when a couple of years ago when I was on Planning Commission, we were in the phase of just recognizing that we had multiple Airbnbs and bringing them into alignment to pay the city. And then also the other category is, do we have the businesses that are up to current status on their business permits? And did those go out what time of the year? And are we collecting proactively on those permits for the city businesses?
Thank you for the question, Councilmember. We are actively looking at those very questions. I don't have a specific for you, but I will connect with you offline. I'll check in with Wendy, but I am closely looking at all the systems within the city, especially, how we collect TOT, what's the Airbnb process like? And because I do care about ensuring that we are doing everything we can to maintain what we currently have.
Time we can say that there isn't active collection and there isn't like a volunteerism that they're coming to the city and paying us anything.
Yeah, so we're looking at those processes right now. Those are the questions that I'm looking at. And if I discover that we do not have a process ensuring that we do have a policy and a procedure in place to make sure that those things are being collected, but they have been being collected. So I am, coming into my second year, really focused in on the procedures, how we do things and making sure that we're closing the loop on all of
I
things.
understand. But I guess for me, when I look at the budget from Ms. Cummings, I always question, I'm wondering like, where is that in the line item of revenues?
Understood. And we'll be sure to make a note and highlight it.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia.
Thank you for the report. Couple things. I do know, knowing a few of the Airbnb providers and getting, comments from them over the years, they have been extremely frustrated or had been being frustrated. I don't know what the resolution has been, with not being able to be provided with business permits or permits so that they could, through their own platform and portal on Airbnb, even be able to claim, like they want to be able to claim that revenue, right, as part of their income, and cannot unless we issue them permits. And so there's been frustration on even from that side of it, folks wanting to pay the tax on it and not being able to claim it because they couldn't get
Like a business license?
it's something that they're missing, some license and or permit from the city to be operating, to be able to claim that. And so like we should close the loop on it. And I mean, it would be nice to know that it had already been taken care of and just not being called out specifically. It'd also be nice to know that if we just picked up some low hanging fruit, maybe there's some additional revenue come in somewhere. I do know the Airbnbs are always booked. There's some, like, if you there when you just go onto the portal, we just had a baby and had family coming into town, and I'm like, where can I put you? Right. And I'm looking, I couldn't find an open spot for my sister, and
Oh, my.
because they're all in that for that time frame, they were all booked. That's just like anecdotally one thing there. So being able to close the loop on that and know that we're we're good there would be nice. There's some really nice looking Airbnb spots in the city, people to come into. And then secondly, like I know we've talked about, and I've heard people make the comments of, you know, we need revenue to be able to pay for and take care of the things that we need to do and take care of business. Having an idea from, and I know it's not city staff's job to, figure out how to, I don't know, run businesses or whatnot, but like if there are ideas that we have that need council support for increased revenue, like thanking caps from y'all would be great on that. And then can we bring back up the slides real quick? There was one thing on there. And this may just be my brain going crazy, but when you said it, my response was, huh? Not that one. Not that one. Go back. Internal capacity investments beginning to show results. What specifically does that mean?
That refers to the early beginnings of the community development department
Okay.
and the permit tech, planning manager, and associate planner.
Okay. Perfect. Thanks. I did not make that connection when I read it and when you said it.
Sorry.
My brain doesn't work right now. All good. Thank you.
Thank you. I just wanted to point out a statement on page 2. You're talking about the PO system, and this is awesome. No material deviations from the assumptions reflected in the adopted fiscal year 2025-2026 budget have been identified at the citywide level. Yay. Thank you for that. And then one question on the conclusion. The review highlights the narrowing margin for new commitments and the growing importance of early deliberate policy action. Can you expound on that a titch? In the conclusion, the very last sentence.
I'm sorry. I'm going to try not to. I think what I'm referring to is as we move into this next budget discussion, that's the time where that's going to be the most critical time when we talk about the strategic plan and how it ties to the new budget.
Okay.
When we talk about what the actual budget's going to be. So as we move through this together, and because there are going to be some really difficult questions to ask ourselves, and as we talk about revenue and we talk about expenditures and the like, difficult discussions will have to be had.
Yep.
So starts with the strategic plan, because you guys have like 100 and some odd page strategic plan. And so I'm going to be asking for some solid direction, and we will have a recommendation on what we think is crucial as we move forward.
Perfect.
So we won't just go, here you go, figure it out. No, we're here to help guide and to make it make sense. And so that's what we're going to start with. We'll start with the strategic plan. Based off of that plan, that's how we're going to bring you back budget recommendations.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you. And then do we have an anticipated date for the fee study? Completion of said?
It's going to be completed by June. So it'll hopefully fall in line with the July 1 adoption. Yes.
Thank you. Silly me. I have grandma brain. Thank you.
When you're finished, can I ask one more question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you finished?
Yeah, I just wanted to make a statement afterwards. Go ahead.
I just wanted to kind of, I had a question asked to me when I was on my walk, and I kind of want to quell this rumor.
Last week when it was sunny.
What's that?
Last week when it was sunny.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I walked a little bit. The question was asked, is, are we using the water enterprise fund to supplement our general fund?
No,
Is that legal?
no.
Okay.
And we can defer to Wendy if she'd like to answer, but no.
No, that's all I need to hear. So I was right. Apparently it was done a while. Apparently it has been done in the past. So, okay. Thank you. Perfect.
Thank you for all the questions, comments, and concerns on the whole entire packet. I just want to thank staff for the work that is put into making these reports and ordinances and whereas and that we have a conversation with on a monthly basis. 8 years, and these are the best packets I've ever seen, and I want to thank all of you for that. And they're thin. Thank you. Public comment? Did you just whisper that in my ear? Didn't remember if we did that or not.
Mike Ponce, 803 First Street. Oh, then sure, we're gonna have public comment.
Hey, Michael, welcome.
A little confused about what's going on here tonight, but my comment is city manager states that city budget is real tight. We all know that. But we have a modest reserve. I'd like to know what that number is. And I'd like to know that if under the expenditures, under Rancho Vista CFD, it says that reserves were used to fix the fence due to the flooding. Now, is that under a special fund, special reserve revenue fund, this capital project fund, community development, cops, tax, all that? My understanding is that any fund that is enterprise, to what Councilman Friel just add, an enterprise fund is only used for that specific. So we got a water enterprise fund, you can only use it for water. We got a sewer enterprise fund, you can only use it for sewer. So you cannot, correctly stated, you cannot use money from the enterprise fund to general fund. But you can use general fund money to go into the enterprise fund, because we have done that. I think that's kind of where your question that you got was. That's not. Okay, well, my idea is general fund revenue was put into, I believe, the sewer enterprise fund for the pallet stove or a pallet plant that we were gonna do. We're still paying on that. And we're gonna be paying on that for quite a number of years. I think it's like 10 more years. So that's where that comes from, general fund money into enterprise, but not enterprise into fund. So I'd like to know, going back to my question, is how much is our modest reserve? And did we use that modest reserve money to fix that fence in Rancho Vista? Thank you.
Thank you for those questions. Any other public comment?
Seeing no hands raised on Zoom, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Back to the council.
Question on the what do they call it? The lighting and special district lighting landscaping?
Yeah.
We have 3 of them. Is that correct?
That's
Yeah.
correct.
And each one of those has a reserve?
Yes.
Okay. So if we were to need something out of one of those funds, out of one of those, let's say an emergency repair of something at Rancho Vista, then it comes out of there.
I'm going to defer to Wendy on this, but I'm fairly certain
Could
that
it come out of the reserve?
Yeah, so good evening. Each of those funds at the time of budget, the engineer puts together an operational budget as well as a capital replacement reserve. And then they receive their assessments where they make with their property taxes. And in those assessments, they pay for the operating funds as well as the reserves, which are accumulated over time.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Wendy. Any other questions, comments, concerns from the council?
Are we addressing the Exhibit A, the budget, or where are we at now?
That, and final concerns on the report 7A that
Yeah, that
we
would
just saw.
be, yeah. So I guess I'm looking at that as we speak, looked at it earlier. Where in the documents do we see funding for road repair, for infrastructure road repair? I see water enterprise funds, sewer operations, but where is the line item for road repair? I don't know if that would be the title, if there's a different line category that it would be called.
So road work, I believe, falls under CIP projects in particular. But Wendy, if you know the answer, we could call it out, but I believe it's under capital projects.
That's correct. We are looking at the operational budget at this time and evaluating mid-year. That the capital budget is a separate document where that amount is maintained.
So then it's not in our packet tonight.
That is correct.
Why is that?
Again, we're reviewing the operational budget at this time.
Okay, will that be provided at a future date? Is it customary not to be at a meeting, or it's the first time I've asked about it?
I'll defer to Ashley on that, please.
I think if you have specific questions you want me to address, we can talk about those in particular and bring back more information. Doug, I'm sorry, the city engineer did a report on capital improvement projects last year. So it was like towards the end of the year. We talked specifically about projects, but if you have a specific question or you want to review something, more than happy to.
Well, you know, you have the line items here on the budget, so I'm just curious as to where that would be embedded. And she answered my question, it's not here. So I'm just wondering if that's just customary that it is not in this line item of expenditures. And it would be nice to know what we have as a ongoing budget for that type of thing.
So may I ask a further question on that? So that's something that will pick up as we progress through budget conversations and the strategic plan, right?
Correct.
Okay,
Okay.
so we'll get all of those questions
So those-
answered.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you. So, review and receive mid-year budget. Thank you. I did? I haven't done it at all this year. Come on. Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia. I got nothing. Grandma brain. Sorry. Thank you very much. Thank you for the report. Looking forward to further conversations. And the March 4th at what time? 5:30, March 4th review. Thank you.
Okay.
Informational items and reports, city manager update.
Thank you. Liz is going to have to help me because my brain is mush and I'm going to do this off the cuff with no notes. I apologize. Now, we're going to have coffee with the city manager on
March 7th,
March 7th at 11
10 to 11.
10 to 11 a.m. Thank you. See, I told you my
Where?
brain is like mush.
The library.
At the library.
Nice.
Come have coffee,
Donuts?
pastries,
Okay.
and it's going to be a casual conversation, not a huge speech, more like a meet and greet and come ask your questions and let's just have a conversation. So please come on out. We announced the strategic plan, March 4th, 5:30 here in the council chambers. So we'll start the process for strategic planning. I got an opportunity to attend the League of California Cities City Managers Department Conference. Really appreciated the opportunity, and it was an amazing conference. I attended well over 9 different sessions of varying topics. But it was pretty awesome to connect, network with other city managers, get some feedback and collaborate and hear what other cities are doing. It was also nice to know that we are we can compete with anyone, which I think is really awesome, actually. We're small but mighty. So that was a really cool opportunity. And I think that's it. I hope I'm not forgetting anything, but thank you.
I think we more than can compete with them. How many other cities have a bill in their name?
Great question. And I couldn't shout that to anyone. And there was over 700. Oh, thank you for that.
My pleasure.
Oh my goodness gracious. Just also I'm going to announce Senator Laird has taken up a bill that San Juan is going to co-sponsor, which is awesome. The Senate Bill 1081. That's the number 1081. And it's going to address small cities, small jurisdictions, and their ability to use mandatory minimum penalties on a special compliance project within their jurisdiction. So we are super happy that he is taking that up and can't wait to visit him in about a month.
Date. Never mind. Disregard. Thank you very much. Questions, comments, concerns from nothing? Public comment on city manager's report? Nothing?
Actually, I did.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think it may be for Liz. Liz, under the city manager's updates, is she able to answer, if she has the answers, some of the questions asked at public comment?
If she wants.
No, I mean,
Does
is
that-
it a,
Is that not a Brown Act? Not violation, but an issue with the Brown Act when, because we don't, it's not agendized, we don't know what the topics of conversation are, so.
The problem becomes when you start responding to every single public comment, then the meeting, the length of the meeting becomes a lot lengthier. And also, we don't do that back and forth with public comments. It's a public comment, you receive the comment. And then.
And all of these comments, questions and concerns, either from the public or from the council, are all taken down and can be addressed at a later date.
okay, just a quick question. Thank you.
Thank you. Reports from city council representatives to public comment. I asked for public comment. Do we have any public comment on the city manager's report? Informational item?
Yes, we do.
Thank you.
We typically do.
Okay, Michael Ponce, 803 First Street. Just to follow up on what was just said. I've stated before, when I know I can ask a question and not get an answer and not get a back and forth. But on that paper that I turn in every month, on the bottom, it states, would you like to be contacted with your comments? So.
Okay. Do you have a question on the city manager's report? Okay.
Because I'd like to get some dialogue, some respectful dialogue with city manager. I know I can't get it here. Doesn't seem that you guys can do very much. So how is everything happening? How's everything happening? When do you guys talk with the city manager? I mean, I imagine you can go in 2 by 2, 1 by 1, not 3 by 3 and discuss it. But it seems to me that the only way the public can get some answers, we got to run for city council.
Is this a question on
City
the
manager.
city manager, on the city manager's report that she just gave you?
Yes,
Us.
I'd like to get more information on her update that she just gave. And that's what I'm asking is what is the process that I need to do to get a discussion with all the stuff that is being discussed tonight? Do I sit down with city council person? Do I request a meeting with the city manager? What does anybody have to, not only me, public, what does anybody have to do? Thank you. I know you're
Thank you.
wanting for
Well,
me to stop, so I will stop. I can
no,
see
you
it.
actually have 3 minutes to have a conversation up there. I'm not sure there was anything that the city manager just said that wasn't answered. Time and dates. Public, no. Reports from city council members to regional organizations and committees. Fire. Sorry.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, we had the fire district meeting. We changed our time. It went from 9 o'clock in the morning till, now it's at 4 o'clock, so we could, accommodate one member who hasn't been at the meetings. Unfortunately, that same one member needed some updating and nobody gave him any updating, so the meeting should have been a 15-minute meeting and went to almost an hour and some change. Our feasibility study is moving forward. It's going to take some time. We have three agencies. We have the county, and the two cities that need to get all of their information, and I believe we've got most of our information in. So that has to all be put together before we make any decisions to go to the voters. And I discussed with them that we can't rush this because we need to market this. We need to explain to our voters why we're trying to create a countywide fire district. And we can, and I'm going to be perfectly blunt with everybody, from the grief that we went through last year and how much, how many sleepless nights I could tell you I had. So we need to really promote this as something good. It is something good. It's just, we need to promote it and we need to kind of pump the brakes a bit. We were well on our way to having the study cranked out and finished by now, but it got held up, at the last minute, last year. So it looks like we're moving forward. Hopefully. It wasn't enjoyable.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Fire engine.
Oh, yep. We placed our order. Yeah.
Thank you.
So our engine, so we are getting a new engine and the city of Hollister is getting a new engine. And just so everybody knows, and there's only a handful of people online because nobody sticks around at the end of these meetings, but this fire engine is for the city of San Juan Bautista. It'll be housed here. The registration's going to be in our name. It's going to belong to us. We're not buying this for Hollister to use, willy-nilly. It's going to be used in this firehouse. It's going to be our fire engine. I know there was some rumors going around that, oh, great, Hollister's going to get some more free stuff from us. Well, that's not true. It's our fire engine. It's very important that we own our own equipment and our own fire station. So that way down the road, we have some skin in the game. Like I said, Hollister's new truck should be online shortly. It's taken almost 2.5 years to build that. Our rig is going to be maybe 2 years out, and the same with Hollister's. There'll be twins. There'll be identical rigs, which is going to correspond with the rest of the equipment, which is very smart because, it doesn't take a lot of training to figure out multiple fire engines. Unfortunately, the county's not in a position so they can buy another one, but their engine is aging also. So that's something down the line that they're going to work on, and that's something different than the fire district. But when it comes fire district time, I sure hope they have one.
Yeah.
So, but thank you for that.
Thank you. Go ahead.
You mentioned that it'll be registered to San Juan. The engine will be registered to us, be owned by us. Is it going to be striped as such, or will it be striped and marked as a Hollister fire unit?
And that's a great question because we could do something very easily with them. It could have all of our San Juan Bautista on it stuff, and then there could be like a rocker on it saying Cooperative Fire Protection, or contracted via the city of Hollister.
Yeah,
But
I just
yeah,
think
that-
it might be important for our
that-
people to see.
Yeah, it is. That's a good question. We'll have our seal. So the fire department seal is different than the only difference between the fire department seal and the city seal is the date. Fire department was established a year before the city was incorporated. So that's the only difference you'll see. But yeah, that's a good question. I think we need to stand firm on that. But thank you. Perfect question. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you for that. Councilmember Morris Lopez.
I have future meeting this week on Thursday. I believe I'm still appointed to COG. I was out ill on the last meeting, so I'm not privy to whether or not that was affirmative to stay on as the primary for COG.
You are the primary for COG.
I will be there on Thursday at 4 p.m. Lots of talk about Highway 25. So I will come back with report on that. And then just my comment or question to Councilmember Friels, will there be a christening of the fire truck or some kind of introduction to the city?
An East Coast tradition is they push the new fire engine in manually. It depends on what the guys want to do. I mean, it's up to the
Sounds cool.
firefighters, but
Very
yeah,
cool.
it
Maybe,
would be nice to
Yeah.
have a little hoopla.
maybe,
We got a
yeah,
couple years to
Yeah.
plan that. So
yeah, nice. So it'll be a couple years.
Yeah.
And
that would be only 2, 3, 4. That would be the only fire engine purchased in our history. Be the only fire engine that was actually purchased by the city of San Juan. The past fire engines were all purchased by the volunteer fire department. And then the one they're running now is one was off a grant, a federal grant. So this will be actually our first one we've
Oh my
bought.
God.
nice.
The yellow one?
It's a city. No, the one we
The
have
old
here.
yellow one that we had a Juan Bautista.
Yeah, but
emblem.
that was a
Brand new. It was a hand-me-down from. San
yeah,
Jose.
it was one of those you get it's like you pay $1 type government
Yeah,
surplus.
got it.
But yeah, so that's
Thank you.
that's a good.
Very
question.
cool.
Thanks. Yeah.
Look at this little city go, huh?
Yeah, and then my last comment, it's not really, I just want to say to Mr. Ponce, I acknowledge your frustration. I appreciate you coming up to the dais. I appreciate what you have to say. I'm listening. You have my email on the city website. You can reach out to me, but I hear you. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia.
I have no reports to give. I was called on as an alternate for AMBEG, but wasn't able to make it because we were still in the hospital.
Why? Sorry, you don't have to answer that.
That's an
That's-
announcement.
Got it. Understood. Thank you very much. I attended the Mayors and Council Members Academy, always, that was from the League of Cities, always a wonderful conference to go to. I think I sat with everybody new this year. Yeah, I don't know that I knew anybody, which is kind of cool. I had an interview with Hazel Hawkins. They have questions on, excuse me, asking stakeholders and community members what they think about Hazel Hawkins, what we need from Hazel Hawkins. It lasted about 45 minutes. It was a really good conversation on our aging community, our lack of transportation, our need for transportation to and from our city to other areas. Our clinic that we have here, lots of conversation on things like that. Tourism advisory, the biggest thing that came out of that was the excuse me, San Benito San Benito County Board of Supervisors adopted on their emblem, the banner that runs along the bottom, San Benito County will now be branded as the home of the Pinnacles. Business Council meeting, featured the City of Hollister Mayor Roxanne Stevens and the new city manager, Anna. I apologize, I don't know her last name. And what, an update on what was going on in their city. I was not at the fire protection meeting. LAFCO was canceled. I sit on the tech committee. It's the Economic Collaborative. It's the former Economic Development Committee that was put on by Supervisor Sotelo and Supervisor Curro. There were a couple of really cool things. Visit San Benito. If you haven't been to their website, please go to their website, visit San Benito. San Juan is actually featured very prominently in their photos, which is super cool. We did talk about TOT taxes and how Visit San Benito wants to add a small fee on to the TOT taxes, and the hotels in San Juan Bautista are on board. The hotels in the city of Hollister are not. So you need 50 or 51% of all hotels and Airbnbs and campgrounds and all of that to actually get that moving. That just brings a little bit of money for advertising into the community, and they'll continue to pursue that. Visit San Benito will continue to work on that. My biggest challenge with the Economic Collaborative is that, once again, I sit in a meeting in, these meetings are in the city of Hollister at the Chamber of Commerce, which is a county. They represent the whole entire county. But I still have to say, and San Juan Bautista. And I must have said it 3 or 4 times in that meeting, and everybody just looks at me and one day we will be first on everybody's lips. This is a fairly new group. I mean, all the players have been around on various groups, but to once again be forgotten is disconcerting. So I continue to push our name out there so that we are not. Okay, city council announcements. Councilmember Frails.
Yep, I'll go quick. The San Juan Bautista Native Daughters Parlor, Native Daughters of Golden West Parlor had their dinner dance this weekend, this Saturday, and it was really successful. On behalf of my wife, who's the president, she wants to thank everybody who came, myself too. It was great to see the community come together. Really good time. On kind of a side note to that, I want to thank my fellow Clamper brother, G-Man Gerardo Gallo, for taking the lead on the barbecue chicken.
Nice.
You know, we the two of us cranked it out. We did 75 leg quarters, and Mission Market donated it, which was huge.
Very nice.
That was great. And then also we did all the cooking at the San Juan Bautista VFW. Once again, they've come through for our community. They have right now they're actually sponsoring the seniors, which is great because they have a commercial kitchen, and we can use them for these types of stuff. And they just jump right in there and help out. And it's just, I can't say enough about those guys. And once again, promote, if you see cars down there and the lights on a Friday afternoon or a Saturday afternoon, now that baseball season's starting in, there will be baseball on for some of us who stream and we can't watch Giants games. I'm probably going to be down there watching the games. So, it's a great venue. It's a nice, it's like, it's like your local pub, just nice. I mean, Mike, you enjoyed it, didn't you, this week? Yeah. So appreciate that. And I attended Georgiana's celebration, and I'll be perfectly honest, I knew Georgiana knew a lot of people. but holy moly, that place was full. I mean, it was spilling out of
It
Dolores.
was, yeah.
That was a huge tribute to her. And that
Mhm.
was, and once again, I want to thank everybody in our community and who came around from a long ways away, some folks. Thank you for honoring a really nice lady. And she's been a Steadfast for quite some time, 1965. So, oh no, 63 is when they moved here. So thank you. Great weekend.
Thank you. Councilmember Morris Lopez. Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia.
My only announcement is that on January 29th, about 1 p.m. in the afternoon, Ezekiel James Sabathia made his debut and is vying for the newest / youngest member of the San Juan community at just under 2.5 weeks old.
Yay, welcome. Welcome to the neighborhood. Congratulations. Easy. Thank you. Any announcements from our city manager, city attorney, city clerk? Thank you very much. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Motion made by Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia, seconded by Councilmember Morris Lopez. It is 7:37. Is it really 7:37? Thank you. May I have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Friels,
Yes.
Councilmember Morris Lopez, Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia,
Yes.
Mayor Jordan.
Yes. Thank you all.